Welcome in, y'all. Week 14 NFL best picks. Here's my stats on the year. Doing really good against the spread. If you want all my spread picks, I have another video up. You can check that out in the top 1% there. And best bets, best picks here, locks, whatever you want to call them, doing pretty good as well. 23 and 15. So, we're sitting pretty good, hoping to improve on that this week. We're going to kick it off with this one here. We have Cincinnati visiting Buffalo. And the Bills are favored by 5.5 in this one. They're coming off a nice win in Pittsburgh, a dominant second half performance there. The Bengals got Burrow back, and he shined on Thanksgiving. And the Bengals are in a spot they need to win out to have a chance to make the playoffs. I think they'll get in if they do win out. But really, I think this game stays close throughout. I think the Bengals plus 5.5 is my lock here. On my picks video, you can go check out. I have the Bengals to win this one outright. I think the couple times, they've played, mind you, it's been a couple years now, but Burrow and the Bengals did very well against the Bills. And Buffalo has faltered several times this year. Random losses. They've played some bad teams close a couple of times. I don't think they're as elite as they've been, and the Bengals with Burrow, they've looked pretty good this year, or, at least last week. They got a nice win. Defense stepped up a bit, forced some turnovers. So I think Cincinnati absolutely has the ability to keep this thing close. There's a chance of light snow, and it's going to be chilly. Honestly, kind of, flashbacks to that playoff game in 2023. So we'll see if there's a repeat performance there by the Bengals. But let's move into our next one here. It's Colts and Jaguars. The winner of this game takes over first place in the AFC South. The Colts, they had a pretty decent lead. The Jaguars have played some pretty darn good football recently. They have caught them. This one is in Jacksonville. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville in, I can't remember. I think it was 2014, maybe 2015. It's been about a decade, which is crazy. However, in this one, I think the Colts have a leg up. I know it's on the road, which is difficult, that again, a tough spot for them to play, obviously. But I like the Colts to win this game. That is my lock for this one. I really like the Colts in this spot. I'd like them a lot better at home. But I just don't trust the Jaguars' offense. Their defense has played really well, but Lawrence hasn't played that amazing. Look at the two quarterbacks. Lawrence has thrown the ball about 20 more times for 400 less yards, 3 less touchdowns, and 4 more interceptions. He just hasn't played that great this year, and Daniel Jones has actually played pretty well this year. So if the Colts can get Taylor going, Jones can stay mistake-free, I think there's no reason the Colts shouldn't win this game. The Jaguars have, again, the defense has been playing very good, so they absolutely have that ability to hold down the Colts, keep it close, and when it's super tight late in the game, you never know. But I just think the Colts are a better team here, almost an even line. I just think it's a good spot for Indianapolis there. But let's go ahead and move on to our next one here. It is one of the late games. It is Rams-Cardinals. I've seen 8.5. I've seen 7.5 going back and forth, so I just went ahead and threw it at 8 for this. And this is one, you know what? My pick for this one is the Rams minus the 8, because I want to keep all these picks pretty straightforward, game spreads, but I would be very interested in the Rams first half. I actually looked it up. It's Rams minus 5.5. Listen to some of these stats real quick. In the Rams' last 6 games, in the first quarter, they're outscoring opponents 70-17. And in the first half, outscoring opponents 128-50 in their last 6 games. Those are insane margins. 70-17 in the first quarter is crazy. Really, and 14 of those 17 points came last week with a pick 6, in the pouring rain there. But so I really like the Rams early in this game to come out strong, build a big lead, and kind of hold it throughout. I think, coming off a loss that was a big upset loss on the road, I think they get right here. Arizona just, man, they've lost so many close games this year. It's just brutal. It's been a rough year for Arizona. It feels like they have the team to be better than they are. Obviously, I know Murray's not playing. It's been Brissett. He's actually done pretty decent. I don't know what they're doing with Murray in the future, but I guess that's for another video. We'll get to that another time. Let's move into these last two here. I call these two cautions. I'm not calling them a lock or anything. I'll let you know what my pick is, but also a caution I have for it. So the first one here is Seattle and Atlanta. So originally, if you go watch my weekly picks video, I did have Seattle to cover in this game. But I actually, if you check my community posts, I did switch the pick to Atlanta to cover, but it's just one I overall would caution on because I even said in the video, there's a weird gut feeling I have that Atlanta is going to find a way to stick around in this game. I mean, Atlanta's beaten some good teams this year. They've kept it close against a lot of good teams. Mind you, the record's not that great. But they've played fairly well at times. In Seattle, very good team. They've been unbelievably dominant against bad teams. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't know. I mean, the offense hasn't been spectacular the last several weeks. So just a weird gut feeling here. Atlanta keeps it around. Again, not a lock here, but it's definitely one to be careful on, especially with a big portion of people on Seattle in this one. It's definitely just one to be careful of because it seems like, you have Atlanta that's down. Seattle, everyone just sees them as really good now, and they think they're going to, jump all over them. So we'll see. I think it really comes down to how much the Seattle can get to Kirk Cousins because, if they can get sustained pressure on him and stuff, it could be a long day for Atlanta. Turnovers could lead to Seattle points and, complimentary football, that type of thing. But we'll see how the game turns out. I think it should be maybe a surprisingly interesting one there. Then our next one, it's Chicago and Green Bay. So this one's a big caution here. Now, I'm actually picking against my caution. My pick in the video, and I'm sticking to it, is the Bears to cover. However, signs just, it's like 70% of people are on the Bears to cover. I'm seeing a lot of people picking the Bears to win, but analytics love the Packers compared to the Bears. They don't love the Bears. The odds makers love the Packers compared to the Bears, not only in this game odds, but Super Bowl odds, division odds, playoff odds, both analytics and bookmakers. So it's just one to be careful of. You see 9-3 1 seed Chicago coming in, getting 6 points. You're like, you're all over that. Just want to be careful of. Again, I am sticking with Chicago because despite all that, it's going to be 14 degrees, maybe a run-heavy game, lower scoring. I feel like Chicago can find a way to stay in, but it's just, don't write it off as easy that Chicago is definitely going to do this. It's one I'd be careful of. Could be a weird one there. We'll see. But that's what I got going picks-wise for this week on the locks. Again, if you want all my picks, I have another video for that. Should be a good week this week. A lot of good games, some good primetime games as well. The Thursday game was good. Another Thursday win for me. I'm now 12-4 against the spread on Thursday, 10-1 in my last 11. So feeling pretty good there and hope it's a great week of football.